production you had if you have a solar system. So go ahead and put star 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 in the chat. Put how many kilowatt hours you produce this week. Hold on, I gotta turn my sound off on my computer. I'm not used to. Let's see here. All right, it'll be playing back in the thing. I'm used to having the earplug in. AirPod in, talking to other people, so it's usually not going to be coming through my speakers on my computer. Sorry about that. But put star 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 for your solar production this week. I mean today, not this week. And then we'll check it all out in the roll call. You'll see it popping up right there. I guess I should go ahead and put my stuff in while we're talking about it. And then we'll bring up a few more things. Bam. Uh, if you got in before Tuesday for the MidNite Power giveaway, picking out a name for them or a brand, basically the voting is going to start tonight, right at 9 o'clock when the stream ends. I guess unless something goes wrong, that's when it's supposed to start. So I guess we can go ahead and check that out real quick. I'll put the link in the chat here in just a second. I got to get my stream stuff to work. There we go. We go to dynamic, add this to the screen. All right, if you go to MidNite Power's website, let me go ahead and put the link in the chat. Let's see here, copy. I'm gonna put it under my own name, and then I can put it under this one for Unplugged. Let's see here. All right, now back. I just probably confused everybody by having all that up on the screen. Sorry about that. But basically, the link is there in the chat to go vote at 9 o'clock to win a free system. If you guys missed it, MidNite Power is trying to rebrand. They need a new logo. They need a new name. And basically, they had a contest where you could send the stuff in. And they're going to pick, they're about a 50% of the vote for the pick. And then the other 50% is going to be us, the audience, and the people that's buying stuff from them. So we all get to go vote at 9 o'clock. And then next week here on the live stream, after the logo and the name's been picked, we're going to tell everybody who won and show hopefully we get to tell who won and show everything. I'm guessing that's how it's all going to work out. And on top of that, whoever won these two systems, somebody's still going to have a chance in the stream next week to win another system. Basically, you're going to win an inverter, a battery, and I think the cabinet, the conduit box that goes in between them as well. So about a $10,000 value. Let me go over here and show you guys what you can win. Basically, that's it right there. Got the MidNite Power, one inverter, and then you got the 16 kilowatt hour battery. So $10,000 worth of free stuff. Everybody is always going to be down for that. Let me see here. So let's go ahead and just say hello to everybody in the stream. Let me get back off of this one and back over here. All right. Let's see what everybody's got going on in the chat. Remember, if you got a question, put QQQ. And you can always put your solar in with star, star, star. Let me see here. Logan says, won't be me, laugh out loud, never made time to enter the contest. They're not going to let you enter. Come on now. Jim says, it seems like people are salivating again. Oh, yeah. Giveaway time. And this will definitely be the biggest giveaway we've had on the channel. Let's see. Donald, good evening from Florida. Hey, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. And it looks like we got Adam in here. Well, not really. I'm on the road. Roy says, Adam is here. What's going on, Roy? Donnie's here. Says, I keep hitting the return button mid-sentence. It's been a long week. That is funny. Right now, it is storming bad at my house, and the wind was blowing really hard right before I went live. So hopefully I don't lose my internet, because if the storm gets bad enough and the lines get cut or something with the fiber optic, it can go out, but it's unusual, but you never know. Hopefully not, since I'm the only one on here. Let's see. Jose, good evening, everyone. Hey, welcome to the stream. Let me see here. Randy says, I think Eric and Adam won and are installing them. That's why they're not here. That is funny. Yep, I don't think we're able to win. So even if we put in a name and the logo and we won, which I didn't put one in, I'm pretty sure they're not going to let us win. Let's see what we got here. Jeff saying good evening and good luck, everybody. Bam. So, of course, tonight is not going to be the night that anybody wins, but we're going to be discussing this inverter and how you can win it, the inverter and the battery, I guess. So, I guess we'll go ahead and jump into that after saying hello to some of the people, because I'm not going to go through every single person on here. How many people we got in the chat right now? Let me see here. Looks like we got 56 people watching the stream. Definitely appreciate y'all being in here. Let's go ahead and jump into a little information about this MidNite Power inverter that you have a chance to win if you entered, or you can enter next week by just being in the stream. Let me go to the next slide. All right. All right, the MidNite Power the One inverter. Basically, it's a grid tie inverter, so you can use it in off-grid mode, hybrid mode. It's got 3 MPPTs, 600 volt max for the PV. Then it's 120 volt, 240 volt split phase inverter, made in the USA and designed for the MidNite. What is it? The MNPowerflo16 battery. I'm probably gonna get that wrong. There's so many names of batteries out there. You know, I might get something wrong while I'm sitting here talking about it, but I'm gonna try to read it and get it right. So definitely a nice inverter. Of course, Adam DeLay has 2 of these and he's been rocking them for a while, so he loves them. And you know, if I had one, I'd probably love it as well. I have too much stuff and I don't need to be buying any more inverters, especially when it costs $5,000 just to play with and have another toy. But I would love to have one. Let's see what we got here. All right, so they're true all-in-ones. You know, we already talked about it's got the 600 volt input for the MPPT. I think it has 3 MPPTs on it. It's the plug-in battery ready. It's made in the USA. We already talked about all that. And the key inverter specs, it's got 11.4 kilowatt of AC output. It'll take in 15 kilowatts of PV, 600 volts, like we already talked about. The maximum battery count, is that maximum battery count? No, maximum battery current, 210 amps. 3 MPPTs, like we talked about, and less than a 10 millisecond switchover time. So transfer switchover time. So, that, I mean, if you just want to look at the specs again, basically we already went over all the specs, and it kind of shows you some of the dimensions and stuff. It's 108 pounds, 16 inches by 38 by 10. And so it just kind of gives you the size. I thought it was bigger than that. I might have wrote the wrong dimensions on here when I made this little sheet, because that doesn't seem right. Seems like it's a lot longer than that. So that may be wrong, but the weight should be right. Let's go to the next slide. And the battery that's going to be coming with it. Basically, the MidNite PowerFlo16 true plug-and-play battery. It's basically pre-wired, you know, no dip switches, no programming. Plug the cable in and you're done. Now, why doesn't everybody make stuff that easy? You know, we can just plug it in. I don't got to go set something and all that stuff. You know, a lot of the batteries now, they're basically like, we just hook up the cable and everything does work. But the older ones where you had to set all the dip switches, like I got a bunch of server rack batteries, of course, on my system, and you got to go set all those things. You actually touch something, it's going to mess the whole thing up. It's not going to communicate. So definitely can be a pain. And they got Eve grade A cells in there. So, of course, going to have good stuff. Expandable to 16 units. Self-heating built in. So, if you have this in a location that is, you know, getting cold, like, you know, live up there in Michigan with Adam or something, you know, you might need a heated battery. I think he has his stuff in his basement, so it probably stays warm all the time. But if you're in a location that gets cold, you don't have to worry about it. You will use power, of course, to keep itself warm, but at least it won't destroy itself when the solar starts coming in the next day, hopefully. It's IP65 outdoor rated, so, you know, it's going to be good in basically moisture, dust, that kind of stuff. Now, should you be putting anything like this in like full rain and sun? Absolutely not. I don't know if it's technically rated for that, but I would think in a kind of a covered area, you know, where it can get dust, a little bit of sun, a little bit of moisture, it's going to be fine. Some of my stuff, of course, that's rated for the outdoors, I just got it right out in the sun. It gets rain right on and people get mad. But I'm trying to be as harsh as I can to it to see how long this stuff lasts. And it's basically doing testing for you guys. So let's see what I've missed in the chat here. Where we're at here. Let me see. Does the frame come with that? I don't know. We'll have to ask Logan. Let me see here. Let me bring up these QQQs real quick. So Mark is saying, does the frame come with it? That is a pretty cool frame. I'm not sure if that is just something they use for the photo, if it actually comes with it. Logan might be able to tell us. Let me see if he's responded. Will the frame come with it? Let's see. Trying to see if he says advertising. Let's see here. Frame does not. So the frame does not come with it. That would be cool. But, you know, because I was even looking at that. I was like, man, that's pretty sweet there. It'll be offered soon as an add-on, everybody. So pretty sweet looking frame. You could put it all on there and then, you know, just fasten that to your wall or to the ground or however you want to mount it. That is pretty cool. Let's see here. Mark says, QQQ, it's a 280 kilowatt hour, 48 volt all-weather battery being discontinued. Yes, it is. That's what I heard. So, you know, if you want one, I guess you should get it while you can. I guess they're all going to be the 16.2 kilowatt hour batteries now instead of the 14.3s. I'm sure they still have a few. I know Current Connected had something listed on their site about it, so you can go check those out. I don't know if they have a discount on them or whatever, but if you just want one to match your other batteries, that may be what you need to do. And you guys are going to have to excuse me if I have to stop talking for a minute to drink some coffee. You guys know how I roll, so I'm going to need some. All right, let's see here. Dale says, how can we win it again? Bam. So if you just joined the stream and you're wondering how to win this stuff, if you already, basically 2 of the chances is already passed. There's 3 chances. So one of them is picking a logo for MidNite Power, a new rebranding logo or their name, which those submissions have already been shut down. And you can go vote tonight at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time or 6 p.m. Pacific. And so the way we're going to give one away is next week during the live stream. Whoever's in the chat, you know, you're going to have a chance to win. We'll probably just pick names at random from the chat. We may make you put a word in or something like that in the chat to select from that. But it'll probably just be whoever's in the chat and just roll the dice and give away a system. So next week we'll be doing the giveaway, and we're just talking about it this week and talking about what you're going to be getting, and then talking about the voting for MidNite Power tonight when the stream ends, which should go live on their website. So let's go ahead and continue on with what comes with the system. Let's see here. Bam. All right, so we already talked about the battery, the 16.1 kilowatt hours. I thought it was 16.2. I might have put that in wrong, but basically 16 kilowatt hours, 51.2 nominal volts, 314 amp hours. It's rated for 8,000 cycles, 20 plus years, IP65 rated. So all the stuff you're basically going to want. And as you can see, there's the map prices right there. So basically a $10,000 system, maybe a little more than that. The frame is not included, but that's why I said, hey, something big is coming. Tune in next week for a chance to win. So you're going to have to be here next week. You're going to have to be here live in the stream, in the chat to win. Let me see here. Sorry, talked about the giveaway. So if you just got here and you got a question and you're new, just go ahead and put QQQ in the chat and then put your question, and then I'll bring it up and we'll try to answer that the best we can. It's just me this week, so we may have to go to the audience. You know, I might have to phone a friend to the audience to try to help me out. But also, if you made solar today, we'd like to know what your production was. So put *** in the chat as well. Put your kilowatt hours that you produced and your state if you want to put that. You don't have to, but that kind of gets us to break it down in the system so we can all look at it and see where everybody's getting their power from. And so far, the solar roll call that we've been talking about looks like it's up to, what is it, 1,284.3 kilowatt hours, and we're averaging 44.3. Let me see here. All right. So it looks like William was talking about that frame. Somebody must have been asking the question. So the frame will support 3 of the 16 kilowatt hour batteries, or 2 inverters and 2 batteries. Sweet. So I guess it just goes on both sides. Yeah, that is pretty cool. So I guess it just mounts to concrete, would be my guess. And Red Bull says, so Red Bull already won one. So they're saying, I love this inverter. It is working very well, powering my whole house nicely. Would love to have this battery also. That would be sweet if you won this, because, hey, you know, you could probably sell the inverter if you don't need it, and then you can have another battery. So you can win this battery, sell the inverter, buy you another battery, and just expand your system or whatever you need. That would be pretty sweet. Let's see what we got here. Let's see here. Sorry if I'm sitting here looking at the chat, trying to look for more QQQs and stuff. Let's see here. All right, let me go to, let's see, Rodney, what issues did you have this week? Where'd that question go? I just saw it. Oh, here we go. So Roy says, Rodney, what did you have issues with this week? So the only thing I had an issue with this week is, so y'all know I was talking about I wanted to start installing solar because I had an electrician in North Carolina. So, you know, we had already discussed it, and I'm still taking the NABCP and all that, but I don't know if it's going to work out because of the stupid rules in North Carolina. You know, the government always gets in the way of entrepreneur, because technically to install solar in North Carolina, you got to be an electrician, and it's really gray as like what I could do versus what he would do. So I was thinking like he could do the AC side and I could do everything else. And then we talked to an inspector at a house at a location in the county that they wanted me to give him a quote for a job. And the inspector made it sound like I couldn't do any of the wiring. I couldn't pull anything. I couldn't even connect the solar panels on the roof, which it just seems crazy to me. Like, and it's all depends on the jurisdiction. So I might just have to not even try that. I have some other things that I'm working on for side business stuff, but it's just disappointing when you want to try to do something and, you know, something that you enjoy, I guess, and I just might not be able to do it. So that's a problem I've kind of had this week. So I don't know. NC Hydra says, that's ironic because most electricians I've encountered know nothing about solar. And this guy doesn't know. When I was trying to explain it to him, he don't have a clue about it. You know, I'm like, no, this is not how that's going to work. This is how it's going to go. It's just funny. I mean, to me, there should be, you know, if the government wants to get in your way, which they always going to want to get in the way, what I would do personally is make a course or make a license just for solar installers, just so you can do everything to do with solar and the final connection, but not like light switches and all this other stuff that goes in the house. It's just the main stuff with solar. So I could take a course online. To me, you shouldn't have to be doing a bunch of apprenticeships and all that stuff. And there should just be a way for me to start a side business in something that I have a little bit of knowledge on. And some states, you don't even need to be an electrician, which is crazy. So, I mean, every state is different, but North Carolina, you know, big government, you know, they don't always want to be in charge. So I don't know if there's anything I can do about it. Let me see what else we got here. Adam says he's heading to Cedar Point tomorrow. Bam. Nice. Yeah, Roy says, I've had to teach them this state ties your hands. Yep, it does tie your hands with a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff that I like about North Carolina, but I don't like anything. I pretty much don't like anything about any government because they're always just going to get in your way. But I'm still taking the NABCP course because it's just good to learn more. And I'm going to try to get all my stuff, you know, better suited to code and get my stuff right and then show you in videos, I guess. Solar Time 8983, NABCP installed with electricians for decades. So are you saying Are you in New York? Is that what the little thing is for? I'm just wondering. And it's not that I probably couldn't, but it seems like if anything went wrong, it would fall on him and he would have to do the contract. And what I was trying to do is subcontract him out. I was going to do the contract, subcontract him out at a certain price just to do those final hookups. And that was my plan, and to pull the permits. So he wouldn't have had much in the form of work, because I would have had everything there. He would have just been hooking the stuff up right at the AC, input right at the end, and that's pretty much it. The AC in and out. And so I would have did everything else. That was the plan we'd already discussed, and it just don't seem like it's gonna work. So I don't know. So just let me know what state you're in that you are making that work. That'd be great to know. Great information. So if you're just joining the stream, it is just me tonight. Adam, Eric, they got stuff going on. They let me down. I'm just playing. Like, hey, you got to do what you got to do. You have stuff that you got to do outside of YouTube, and it's good to go do it, especially if it's vacations. So you got to go make it happen. Let me see. And we've already talked about the giveaway. So if you're interested in this, next week on the stream, we'll be giving away a system. If you just joined the stream, you definitely need to know that. And if you already entered for the logo or the brand name for the MidNite Solar rebranding, you have a chance to win. And the voting starts tonight at 9 o'clock. So just tell everybody you know to go vote for you so you can win the system. Our vote's going to count 50%, and then the 50% for, I guess, MidNite Power's board or whoever is selecting it. I'm guessing Logan. Logan's picking the other 50%. That's what we're going to say. Let's see what we got here. And put QQQ if you got any questions, or *** and your solar. So we can go through the solar roll call. I guess we can go through a little bit of that right now. Let's go check it out and see what people got. Let's go look at the sunshine report. Just to get an update on that. So right now, 1,529 kilowatt hours. So 1.5 megawatts. Got 34 unique people entered, averaging 45.2 kilowatt hours. And the high of 170.4, that is me. And it was a decent day today until late in the evening. It got bad. We got a thunderstorm. The wind was blowing. I could hear stuff falling down outside because I had some wood against the side of my shed here. I could hear it sliding down, getting pushed down by the wind. And my building, I thought it was going to start rocking here for a minute. So I was like, man, not right before the stream. Don't knock my internet out, because we'll definitely have problems. You guys will be looking for us, and it's just me. So let's see what else we got for states. This thing is going too fast. Let's see what state. We got 4 in Michigan. For the top location is Michigan, and North Carolina's got 3. Florida's got 3. That's crazy that Michigan is in the lead. You would think a lot of people in the North/Midwest, I guess what you call it, a lot of them you would think wouldn't have solar. But hey, I would have solar no matter where I was at. Just I want to be free and independent as possible. So if you can make any amount of power, it's better than nothing. Or if you can just leave your batteries charged, so if your power goes out, you can run off of that. Let's see what else we got. Let's see here. 37 people now, and we're up to 1,639 kilowatt hours. We'll come back and look at this near the end of the stream to see where we're at. Remember, just drop in your production, ***, how many kilowatt hours, and your state if you can. Let me go back here. Bam. Boom. Man, I look crazy. Just my big old face on here. Might have to bring something else up. Let's see. QQQ. Just curious if anybody in the live chat submitted either a logo or a name. Hey, perfect question, because I had that up as one of my trivia questions. So let's go ahead and bring that up. If I can get to the trivia. Whoop. Oh, man. Back this way. Let me see if I can get to it. Let's see here. I'm going to have to bring this down here where I can see it. Let's see. Let's bring up a poll. So, bam. Did you enter a name or a logo for the contest for MidNite Power? So, I might not even write that question right, but y'all get it. Did you enter a name or a logo for the contest for MidNite Power? #1 for yes and #2 for no. So let us know, and we'll see how many people in the stream actually put in. I had people I worked with put in because they were trying to win once I told them about it. So I know there's a few there. And while y'all are doing that, I'll try to see if there's any more questions that we need to bring up. Let me move this over. Bam. Make that bigger. All right. And looks like we got 11 right now for no and 6 for yes. Logan says, do like many do, get the NAPSET certification, then get an electrician to work with you to do the final connection and pull the permits. So that was the plan. I talked to the electrician. He sounded like he was down for the final connections and the permits. And then when he went to go pull the permits, the first job that we were trying to get a quote for, basically he wasn't going to pull the permits, but he talked to the people on the phone trying to find out what all we had to do. They were basically telling him that I couldn't do anything. And he said I couldn't connect the wires for the solar panels together. I couldn't do anything. And I'm like, are you kidding me? And he basically said that I couldn't even get the contract. My electrician would have to do the contract, and he'd have to subcontract me out. And I'm like, I wanted to subcontract the electrician for the final work. So I just don't know if it's going to be worth the headache if that's what's going to happen around. And that's one of the closest counties to me. It's not my county. It's the next county over. But I would probably be doing quite a bit of work in that county. And that's the county inspector. And if that's the way they are, I just don't know if I would be able to do anything. Especially when I couldn't sign the contract. The way I read the rules, that's what it sounded like. But I don't know. Everybody looks at stuff different. They don't make stuff clear in these laws. So it's too much gray area. And so every single jurisdiction can determine on their own what they want to do with you. And they say, hey, that's the law. But to me, it's really not, because it doesn't say that necessarily. It sounds like the final connections to me. But hey, what do I know? Logan says, QQQ, some really good submissions. So I guess there's some good names and some good logos submitted. And of course, like I said, at 9 o'clock tonight, Eastern Standard Time, the site should be live where we can go in there and vote. And maybe we'll stay in here right past 9 o'clock so we can see what the logos and stuff look like if it actually updates right at 9. So I don't know if they got that set up already. But right now, it looks like we got, 21 people. Let me see here. Yep, 21 people. Sorry about that. I can't talk. 21 people voted no, they didn't put anything in, and 8 yes. I mean, man, I would have put in a name at least, everybody. Come on. That way you had a chance to win. Even if you didn't need a system, you could give it away to your family. You know, a lot of people might have been like, they didn't want to come up with anything, but it's not that hard. You can use AI. I'm sure a lot of people, that's what they did. Give them a bunch of names and a bunch of ideas, and you just get a name from that. So let's see here. Let me go back. Turn my poll back off. Turn that back on. Actually, let me go here. All right. Let me add, not me, but this back to the stream. All right. So basically, that's the system that everybody will be able to win. We already talked about all the specs and everything. Let's go to the vote tab. This is where you go vote, which is in the chat already, and it's in the description of this live stream. So at 9 o'clock, it should show up with the logos here and the names, and you'll be able to go vote. Just going to be able to click and vote. Now, I'm not sure how many times you can vote. It probably says once. It might make you put an email or something in. I'm just guessing. I don't know for sure. Let me put it in the chat again. Let me see here. I'll put the link right here in the chat if I got it. Yep, and James says, wow, that is nice. It sure is. About a $10,000 system, a battery, and an inverter. So if you want to get one, hey, go ahead and be in the live stream next week, and you'll have a chance to win. And that'll be the third system, basically, that MidNite Power is giving away. And, of course, they'll have a different name that night, so we'll see what the name is, and we'll see what the logo looks like. Hopefully we have all that well ahead of time so we can have it where we can show it. It's probably be on their website for sure. Let's see here. Randy says 1 vote per email address. Let's see here. Somebody said, oh, Donnie says, I'm not very creative like that. Hey, the people I work with, they just went on AI and got a bunch of names and they kind of combined them, and that's how they made a name. So you never know. It's worth a try for something that is free, I guess, and it's not going to be as hard as like the real lotteries and stuff. Not going to be as many people. The odds are a lot better. Let's see, QQQ, you might want to try a couple of times when it comes to permits. Everyone has different opinions on what rules actually mean. Yeah, I understand, but when my electrician's kind of wavering, I guess, on me after this first thing, and he don't want to be held responsible for all the stuff that I'm doing, just his part, I guess. So, I if I was an electrician, I would just be good to go. But you have to work under somebody for like 2 years in North Carolina. I can't just go, even if I could go pass the test, I still gonna get my license. So, it just is what it is. I do have some other avenues that I'm working on for side business stuff. Of course, I do YouTube and all this, make a little bit of money from this sometimes, but I have to make more videos. And that was a plan to do installs. I can make videos with it as well. So I could come at it from 2 different ways of making money. So kind of do something you like, make systems and make videos, and eventually make it full time. That was what I wanted the plan to be. Jim says, I can come up with an image in my mind, but I lack the talent to execute. Hey, all you got to do, man, is go in AI. There's a lot of free ones, so you can go on there and you just type in what your idea is, and it'll come up with something. So it's too late now because the submissions ended on Tuesday. But next week, Jim, you don't have to know anything except to be here in the chat, and you might win. Let's see here. Solar Time 8983. Should just need LLC to make a contract. I have an LLC, so I already have an LLC. It was just, I just don't know if I have anybody that's willing to work with me and deal with the hassle of dealing with these inspectors. So we'll just have to see. I mean, the guy hadn't came back and said no for sure, but I talked to him on the phone and it didn't sound real promising. I work with the guy where I work at, so he's starting his electrician stuff on the side. He's a maintenance guy out at the plant that I work at. So he just got his electrician's license. So I'm not trying to make him do stuff that is not right or legal and get him in trouble. If one inspector saying he's supposed to be doing all the wiring, he didn't want to do everything. He just wanted to do the final part. So, I mean, if I'm making all the money, he ain't going to do all the work. That don't make sense. I'm not saying I'll be making all the money, but, if I'm subcontracting him out, I would want to make something. Donnie, I'm Mississippi. Homeowner can pull their own permits. Yeah, you can pull your own permits in North Carolina too, if you're doing the work. So if he hires me out, then it's just really gray areas. To me, if you're subcontracting out part of the work, yeah, the homeowner should be able to pull it. It's just the government. Why they got to get in the way, people? That's what I want y'all to tell me in the chat. Why is the government got to get in the way? Now, people aren't out here trying to burn their houses down and mess up their own stuff. They're just not trying to do that. And I understand, some people, even licensed people, can mess stuff up. But I would definitely make it my goal. Their stuff would be way better than mine, that's for sure. Because I wouldn't be trying to set anybody up. I would be doing it all right. So, let's see here. Why can we not click on your link? So the link I put in the chat, I'm not sure. Let me try it again. Let me see, vote. Let me see if it'll do it. I put vote here. All right, let me know if that one works in the chat. I'm not sure. It should be just a link you can click on and vote. If not, copy and paste it out of the chat if for some reason not working. Also, in the description of this video, there should be a link. So go down in the description of the video here and check that out. Should be a link that works. Mr. Not So Off Grid, can you only install off-grid systems with a contract so you wouldn't have to pull permits or no? So that seems unclear as well. I would think you can, but you know, a lot of the information I got, even when he was talking to that inspector, sound like North Carolina says no. You just don't know who to go with. It's such a gray area. Now, I would, if somebody wanted something completely off grid in North Carolina, I would 100% go install it. So if you're looking for something like that and there's not going to be any grid connections, you're not in the HOA, you're out in the country without people asking a bunch of questions, I would absolutely come do it in the right circumstance. So, you know, if it's off grid, it's off grid. That's the way I look at it. You should be able to do it. Solar Time 8983, didn't hear about it until now. Yeah. You talking about, I guess, the giveaway and the logo and stuff. But hey, next week, you still got a chance to show up to that one. Let's see here. And did that link work? Oh, it says it works now. Bam. Link works. Awesome. Nice. Let's see. Red Bull says, but I don't see any logos. Yeah, they're not going to post it, I guess, for voting until 9 o'clock. So it hasn't started yet. I'm just letting everybody know. So at 9 o'clock when the stream ends, you can go over there. It's going to be empty for now. Hopefully they get it updated right at 9 o'clock. That's when it's supposed to be released. So unfortunately not released yet, but hopefully we get it. Let me see if there's any more questions. Logan says, we have a couple of guys that just do the assessment and design, then the electrician does the rest. Make a grand or so for the system design. Now, I'd be willing to do that if he would be interested in that, you know, but he's probably going to need me to be a consultant until he figures out how to do the systems, which I'd be fine with that, you know, because, I mean, that'd be less time and, you know, less work, and I would do it. Because, like, I went and did the quote the other day. I drove basically an hour to go to the guy's house, check everything out, started on the whole quote. So basically, I spent a few hours on something that I'm not probably going to get anything for just because of the way it went down. I understand sometimes quotes you're not going to get paid for them, but you got to do what you got to do. But that is an interesting idea. Logan, I will bring that up to my friend and see what he says. And, you know, hey, he can always subcontract out guys to help him build out everything and move everything. I mean, he could subcontract me out, I guess, like, you know, hire me and I'll work for him like 2 different ways, I guess. Let's see here. Mr. Not So Off Grid, that's what I would think. Maybe just pick and choose your customers. Yep, exactly. So the problem is the place that we would have been doing the install at is basically at kind of a lake house resort. I mean, it's like a mobile home, but it's in one of those little communities on a lake. Basically, it's like a second house. So it's like a vacation home, I guess. And it's right there next to people. So everybody's going to know if you don't get the permits. And I'm absolutely sure somebody will be over there trying to get us, you know, if we didn't do it the right way. Plus, if I'm working with, you know, people and I'm doing their house, I want to try to do it the right way just so I'm not legally held responsible for something. You get the electricians, you get the county to sign off on everything, all the permitting and all that. You know, if they said it was good, you know, I would think, hey, they would be partially in the wrong. Of course, I'd have insurance, but definitely a good idea. Then you would have to make him sign a no-compete contract. Yeah. So, you know, once he learned it, he'd probably just do it himself. Hey, it is what it is, man. If you want to do that, I mean, there would be nothing I could do about it, I would think. I guess you could have him sign something up front, like you said, but would somebody really do that once they learn it? They probably just want to make that extra $1,000 themselves. Or it'd be easy for him because I could just figure out everything and then tell him what he needs, and he doesn't have to go out there and get a person a quote. So just depends on how you want to do it. All right, if you're new to the stream or you just got here, MidNite Power is doing a rebranding. So they're doing a few giveaways. They're doing basically 3 giveaways. 2 of them is too late to sign up. It was basically picking a logo and a name for them. And at 9 o'clock, we'll be voting. And the link is down in the chat. So you can go vote for who's going to win. Right now, they're not going to be listed at the link because it's not going to show up till 9 o'clock. But you'll be able to go in here, vote for the logo, vote for the name, tell your whole family to vote for you, I guess, so you can try to win. And 50% of the vote is going to come from you guys, and 50%, I guess, is going to come from MidNite Power and their team. And so it'll be 50-50. So you might be able to have a chance to sway them enough to pick your logo, I guess, if it's good. And then the third way to win one is going to be next week on our live stream when we tell who's getting this logo design, who won, and the name. We'll be doing a separate giveaway with people just in the chat. So you don't have to design anything, don't got to pick a name. All you got to do is be here live. So pretty simple. So if you're interested, hey, make sure you're here 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time next week. And as you can see, the logo designs say they're coming soon. Let's see here. Randy says, Rodney, just build it on a trailer and it's portable. No permits needed. Get your electrician to wire the outlet on the house to hook up. So another thing I thought of is doing, like you said, a mobile system, just having a generator inlet port on their house, and basically can make a completely off-grid system, and they can just switch it back and forth themselves if they needed to. I mean, that is one option. There's ways to go about doing stuff, but I have a few different business opportunities I'm working on right now, so I'm not going to stress about this one thing. I might keep trying to do some of it, but I have a few things in mind that I'm working on right now, and so I'll probably tell y'all about that at some point. We'll see how it works out. I don't want to say it again and then something happens like this time. So let's see here. Let's see. Just Mike Britt says, very spiffy. Bam. Yep. 9 o'clock. Be able to vote. And Solar Time 8983 says he agrees with Randy. Yep, I might have to do that. You can do the power boxes and everything else and, hook it up where you don't need any permits, in my opinion. Now, if you put solar panels on a roof or a structure, they say you have to have a structural permit and engineering stamps. That's another thing he told us. The property, I planned on like 99% of the time not putting any solar panels on roofs, but the way his property is, his lot, basically, because it's mobile homes, basically like at a lake. So, you don't have a bunch of land to put a big solar array. So he has a big porch, like a 13 by 41 porch. So I'd have had to put them on that, the solar panels. And they say I would need a structural engineer to stamp it because it's going on top of a structure. I'm like, so that would be even more money. So like you said, maybe I can just pick somebody that's out in the country that wants it completely off grid, and we can just do our thing without having to worry about all that. Let me see here. Talk about that. All right. Does anybody else got any more questions? Let me check the QQQs. I don't see one right now. So I got a couple questions for you guys, I guess, while we're here. Let me see. Where's my questions at? I want to know, everybody in the stream, just go ahead and tell me what system you guys have running right now. Like your inverters, your batteries, stuff like that, your main parts of your systems, what you got running, and your panel count, and how's it doing for you. So let me know that in the chat, because I'm sure most of you guys have told us before what you have going on, but I always forget. I get everybody's stuff confused about who's who with their systems. And while y'all are doing that, I'm going to bring this back over here. Okay, Solar says, do like the rich do. NDA in compliance with the UC and exclude the state. Oh, man. Yep. Lawyers. I hate lawyers. I mean, if you're a lawyer, I don't hate you. I'm just saying in general, because all the crazy laws we have and people suing each other for no reason. I don't really like that. So bam, Mr. Not So Off Grid says, Blue Yeti 2 expansion batteries and a server rack battery with a 2.4 kilowatt array. Nice. So it's just crazy how the systems are totally different between everybody in our audience. Some people have huge systems. Some people have the expandable, portable systems. Logan's got a MidNite Power and times 2 and 100 kilowatt hours of MidNite Power batteries and 18 kilowatts of solar. Whoa, that's a nice size system there. That is nice. Let's see. Dale says none. Bam. Hey, at least you're here and thinking about it, and hopefully you're going to be working on it soon. Jim says Sun Gold Power. So is that Sun Gold Power for everything, Jim? The inverter, batteries, everything? I couldn't remember. And the panels. Roy says 36 panels. What's that? The Magnum Quad Inverter. SOK batteries. Nice. 401k Solar says, I ain't answering no stinking questions. Hey, we gotta keep the stream alive and the stream going. I'm the one talking the whole time. I gotta get some help. So this is how you guys can help me out. You know, you put stuff in here, then I can just go through here and read it. Just Mike Britt says, I'm waiting on Black Friday. I'm hoping to see some great deals. Yep. And I think next week, you know, Amazon's having something as well with their Amazon, what is it, Prime Week or something like that. So I'm making a video right now, and hopefully that item will be on sale. And I should hopefully be releasing that Monday or Sunday or sometime right before that starts. Let's see, a Solus S6 high voltage, the 30 kilowatts of panels, and 255 kilowatt hours of battery storage. Oh my goodness. That is crazy. Man, that is huge. I forgot what state you're in. That is ridiculous. That's nice. Of course, Donnie, and we all know his stuff works since he lost power for all that time, but 3 of the 6000 XPs, not 4 like Eric always says, 21 kilowatts of solar, and 64 kilowatt hours of, I'm not even going to try to say that name, those batteries. I think the DIY batteries, correct? That's what they are. Or the big black batteries that are already put together. I can't remember. Joe Smith says 2 times Victron 48 volt 10Ks and 90 kilowatt hours of homebrew batteries. Nice. 18 kilowatts of 100 to 550 watt panels and 6 separate arrays. Nice. Man, that is huge. Let's see. Paul says Victron inverter and MPPT and DIY battery. I'm guessing it's not DY, but I guess it's DIY battery. It'd be my guess. A little typo. Mr. Not So Off Grid says, how much is the penalty cost for not pulling a permit? See, I'm not sure because he kind of lives in one of them HOA kind of, you know, things. I don't know. So I'm not sure if they would be mad at him and the county. I'm sure the county just wants their money. I don't think they really care. I don't think they would make him take it down. I think they just tell him he's got to go get it permitted. So I'm not sure. You know, you guys know how I roll with the whole government and permit. So years ago, I built an addition onto my house. And of course, I didn't have any permits when I was doing it. So I dug the foundation by hand, poured the concrete. Me and my dad had never did that in our lives and did it. Got somebody else to do the brick. Me and my dad framed up everything. And we tried to start putting up the trusses. We put 3 of them up. Then it rained. They got so heavy, I had to get a crane to pick them up and do the other trusses. So when the crane was out here, the county inspector came out and gave us a stop work permit. And then I had to go get permits for everything. So I was basically, you know, pretty far into the job by the time I got permits. But, you know, the government, they just always want to bother. And I never even did all the final inspections or anything. Basically, I paid them, and they never cared after that. So they really didn't care. They just wanted their money. And so I gave it to them. Mike, Solar Garage, 5 of the 12,000 XPs. And I know he's got a whole bunch of batteries and a whole bunch of solar panels. So I don't know how big his whole system is. I can't remember, but I know it's a bunch of batteries. All right, we got a Sun Gold inverter, Victron 250-100 charge controller, I guess, and 14 kilowatt hours and 20 panels. Nice. So Jim, he was talking about the Sun Gold stuff earlier. He said it's for everything. So I guess inverter, batteries, and panels. So I guess you bought a kit. Probably a better way to do it. Rickett says, Jackery 5000. Home backup powers my house, 6,500 watts of solar, 2 golf cart batteries, and fed into a generator interlock. Nice. So you didn't just backfeed it like I was doing my 6,000 XPs, I guess. So I didn't have a interlock switch when I did mine. I just turned the breakers off and turned my inverters on. And let's see here. Mr. Not So, money is not the issue. They will make you take it out. Yeah. So I don't know how bad they are around here. I just didn't want to try that. I'm just not trying to get people in trouble legally. My own stuff, hey, sometimes you don't care as much about your own stuff as somebody else's. So I'm not trying to get anybody else in trouble. Mark says 18K EG4 Flex Boss. Bam. 30 kilowatts of the EG4 batteries. I'm guessing server racks. And then 8 kilowatts of panels. Nice. And Adam, bam. Yeah, exactly. Don't forget to give Rodney a thumbs up. Hey, yeah. Anybody can keep talking for an hour needs a thumbs up. That is for sure. And we're already, 51 minutes into it. We're going to have to go back on the solar roll call here in a minute to check all that out. I'm trying to get through all these systems. This is pretty interesting to me because I know all you guys have told me before, but there's just so many of you, I always forget. So let me go back over here. Hold on just a second. Let me see how many people's in the stream. Right now it says we got 59 people in the stream. Let's see here. Discrete system for main house recently added Opus Guardian 6000 for 240 backup. Nice. Jose says, none for now. Certainly will install a system on the house being built at some point in 2027. Yeah, and that is definitely the easiest thing to do is get all your stuff prepped while you're building your house. And basically, if you can have your meter going to like a grid boss or something like that, where it says only, going through there already, it makes it a lot easier. My house, of course, when I added the grid boss, I didn't get any permits. So I took every load out of my main panel because my meter was just going directly into the panels and I couldn't get in between it without taking the meter out. So I took every load out of the panel and basically put a sub panel next to it, moved every load over, and then took that grid power from my main panel straight to the grid boss and then the grid boss to the new panel that I installed. So it was definitely a lot of work and a lot more money and wire doing it that way. But the government didn't get any money from me, so I was excited. Bill A in Florida says done. I must have missed what he was done about. Let's see here. Steve says 47 380 watt panels with in-phase microinverters with a 1-to-1 net metering. Man, not a lot of people have that anymore. That 1-to-1 net metering is pretty much going out the window. So planning to do a battery next. Nice. Yeah, that's the one thing about doing a grid tied only system is if the grid goes down, you're going to lose power. Hey, it is nice to save some money, but the most important thing to me was not saving money for myself. It was having power when the power goes out. Because we dealt with a couple of hurricanes, Hurricane Matthew, back when that happened, and everybody was without power for 4 or 5 days or whatever it was. Not great. Okay, we're gonna get through all these people. I'm working on them. Goodness gracious, I don't know. We might not get through all of them. It's almost 9 o'clock. I don't know how many more of these there are. All right, I got 26 of the 400 watt bifacial panels with the 12,000 XP, 1 EG4 wall mount battery, and 6 of the rack mount batteries, all EG4. Nice. All right, so what we're gonna do? It's already 8:54. Maybe next time, anybody I didn't get on maybe the next stream or the stream after that, we have to talk about your system because it's getting so close to the end here. I'm going to go ahead and give everybody the information again about what you need to do at 9 o'clock to vote to win the system, and then we'll do the solar roll call. So if you're interested in voting for somebody to win the system at 9 o'clock, you can go on the link that's provided. I'll put it down here one more time in the chat. I'll put vote here. All right, I got it down in the chat, the link, and at 9 o'clock, everything should pop up on MidNite's rebranding for their logo and their name. And then you have 6 to choose from, I guess. 6 of the logo designs and then 6 names. You go in there and vote. Hey, and if you put in a logo or a name and it's one of those 6, hey, you can vote for yourself. Might as well. And if not, if you didn't put in a name and a logo and you can't win a full system that way, that's 2 system giveaways that MidNite Power is going to do. Of course, the MidNite One inverter and the 16 kilowatt hour battery. But if not, what you'll be able to do is come to this stream next week, and we're going to be doing a 3rd giveaway just by people that's in the chat. And so we'll pick somebody out of the chat to basically win this inverter and this battery. And I think the little conduit box comes with it as well, but not this frame. So the frame that everything's on, that is not going to come with it. Logan already told us that. So that won't come with it. But you'll have like $10,000 worth of stuff for free to start building out your system. Or if you already have a system, you can give it to your family, you know, friends, your kids, or whoever it is that needs a system. And if they just have this, they can keep the battery charged. If the power goes out, then they can power their house just from the battery. And so, you know, no solar panels needed. And you can buy solar panels whenever you have the money and want to build it out. Add more batteries, all that. All right, let's see here. Now let's try to do the solar roll call again, the sunshine report. If I can click on it. Bam. All right, let's see what we got now. We got 1,729.6 kilowatt hours, so 1.7 megawatt hours of power produced by you guys in the chat. That is awesome. Hold on, I got to take something off of here. Hold on just a second. When you add stuff to the screen, it adds them to all of them. So let me take that off. All right, now I can see it again. All right, so we got, let's see how many people we got. We still got Michigan leading the way with 4 people putting their information in. And then we got North Carolina at 3 and Florida at 3. And we got 15 people between 0 and 20 kilowatt hours produced of solar power, and 6 for 25 to 35, 6 for 35 to 50, 5 for 50 to 75, 6 for 75 to 100. Man, that's a pretty even spread once you get above 20. Between 20 and 100, the spreads are pretty even there. That's pretty crazy. And then we got 3 people over 100 kilowatt hours. We got Steve at 108.5 kilowatt hours, me at 170.4, and who else we got on there over 100? 100, and Scan Your Sector at 102.3 kilowatt hours. Nice. So that is pretty awesome. So 8:58. Let me make sure I don't have any more QQQs. And maybe we'll stay on here a little past 9 o'clock just to see if that stuff pops up on MidNite Power's website. And we can see what what logos and what designs are on there to vote on. Because I think that'd be pretty interesting to see here on the stream. And then next week, see who wins and go ahead and have it on there. Let me see. Let me go back here. Back to the slide. So remember, if you're interested in winning this, got to show up next week in the chat. That's all you got to do. Let me see. Okay. Some of these are not questions. Randy says, QQQ, has anyone had a PV fuse holder melt and pop out without any signs of visible arc or a blown fuse? Not me, but man, that's dangerous there for sure. Anybody in the chat seen that? Let us know. Definitely upgrade. That thing must have been getting very, very hot if it melted. Let's see what we got here. Logan says, don't do the in-phase battery. Do an AIO all-in-one and real batteries instead. So do an all-in-one and then take his grid-tied system and just tie it in. I've seen quite a few people do that. So, you know, you can do it into like a smart port on this very inverter here. Bam. All right, what time is it? 8:59. Let me go back on MidNite site and see if the logos are popping up yet. Just hit 9 o'clock, it looks like. Let's see if this stuff's going to pop up. It's probably a little too soon, but we'll check it out real quick just to see. Let's see, where am I at here? This full screen stuff is hard to control everything. Nope, not the sunshine report. Go back over here. There we go. All right, there we go. That's what I'm trying to do. All right, right now, just hit 9 o'clock. Maybe I need to refresh the page, and let's see if the logos are popping up. If not, we'll probably call it a day here. Let's see if it's going to pop up. Might be able to ask Logan. Logan saying, yes, it happens because of a poor connection, very common. So your connection, you know, something could have been loose. Maybe the wire wasn't all the way in or something like that in the connection for the fuse holder. You know, I guess that's going to cause a little bit of arcing and little heat, and that's going to start it melting. And I guess then the fuse blew from all that. But definitely can be a dangerous situation. At least it resolved itself without burning anything down, which would have been terrible. So let us know how that goes when you get that replaced and fixed, and just make sure you make good connections. So I'm not seeing it updating on MidNite Power site yet. Maybe we'll have to go back tomorrow and look once it gets updated. It might be updated here in a few minutes, but let's go keep checking that out. If you want to win, make sure you show up next week. Let me look on my notes, make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Yep, I already showed you the vote link and the giveaway next week for the full system. There's probably going to be a ton of people in here because they want to win stuff. So hopefully one of the normal viewers that's here every single week or that listens every single week, maybe one of you guys will get to win and not some random person that never shows up except to win stuff, which, hey, we appreciate them coming too, but we'll just have to see what happens. Let me see here. And before I jump off here, let me make sure. Let's see. And Logan's saying, okay, everyone, please check out the site. Having some server issues, but please vote. So he said they're having some server issues right now, unfortunately. So just go check it out later and try to vote for yourself. Hopefully you're on there. I'm definitely going to go on there and vote. And we appreciate you being here. I'm here by myself, but we as a community appreciate everybody being here. And we're going to see you next week for the live giveaway, and we're going to have some fun. Take it easy.